Ready for the full story of Patty's adoption, because it's adoption day. We just literally got done at the courthouse. A lot of emotion. Great day. Beautiful. You cried. I cried. Everybody cried a little.
More like sobbed.
I think the lawyer faked it a little bit, but everybody else was nailing it. I'm kidding. All right, so let's create a little context for this story. How old was MJ, roughly, when you and Mike were like, let's have another baby?
He was 8.
8 years old?
Mm-hmm.
That's a long run. Did you think, was there a part of you that was like, we're not going to have any more kids, we're just going one?
Oh, no, we wanted more.
You wanted more?
We wanted more.
We just wanted to wait?
If it was up to me, we would have had a basketball team. I mean, if that makes any sense.
I think that house is always meant to have a basketball team in it. All right, so he's 8 years old. You get pregnant again.
I do.
Happy as a clam.
Yes.
But miscarriage.
Yep.
When I think of like hard life stories, yours is always one of them. Like every now and then I'm in like a small group setting with you, or like a Bible study or a church gathering, and somebody in the room will be telling some sob story about the loss of their dog, or how they're not getting along with their spouse.
Wow.
Or their job. And there's like 3 or 4 people at the church that I'm always like, in my mind, I'm like, I wonder what they're thinking right now, because if it was a contest, your stories are they have so much more tragedy in them. How did miscarriage rank for you? How hard was that? Because you've been through a lot in your life.
It was extremely hard. It was, come on.
Take your time.
It was what we wanted for a long time. I don't know, Mike. It was like one of the happiest days of our lives.
When you found out?
When we found out.
Yeah. Did you do the whole like pregnancy test reveal, blah, 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 blah?
Oh, no. It was just me in my bathroom. I told my guys, like, babe, I think I'm not feeling good. I think I may need to take a pregnancy test. And Christmas Eve, after our little gathering, we went to either CVS or Walgreens, and I got a pregnancy test. And sure enough, it was positive. I got that positive so fast.
Oh, it's such a good time.
And I just wept in the bathroom for a little bit until I could like get myself together, and I told Mike.
How far along were you?
When I lost him?
Yeah.
I was 3 months.
And then
I was almost 3 months.
Almost 3 months. Okay. So today, this is a wild part of the story too. I didn't realize it till we were in court today, that today is 3 years.
Yes.
From this whole adventure beginning with Patty.
Yeah.
So just as a setup for context for everybody listening, you had gone through this pretty traumatic event. You've got you have a pretty traumatic life testimony. Then you go through this marital event. I've known you guys since you were kids, right? You go through this pretty event. How long is the time from the time you had the miscarriage to the time we start talking about Patty?
9 months.
Okay, so 9 months. Okay. I in my mind, I couldn't place all those numbers. And I don't even think that was in my mind at all. But I'm sitting in my office at the church. I used to have, the podcast room used to be my office.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I used to have an office. I'm sitting in my office, and I feel like it was late. It was late on like a school day because you were here. So you probably leaving at 3 or 4 or something like that.
This is when I was leaving at 5.
Okay, so it must have been real late.
It was real late.
So I was at the office late. I get a call probably earlier in the afternoon, and I remembered all these details today because I actually met with Annabelle. I get a call from Donna, who is a new guardian ad litem for the county, and that whole had happened because our church had kind of gotten. We were hosting foster care classes. We had a couple foster care families in the church. I was adopting kids. There was all that going on. So Donna had decided she wanted to participate in that, and she had become a guardian ad litem. So she called, and this never happens, by the way. It's not like the county's calling me to solve like child placement problems, right?
Right.
So she calls me and she says, we've got this really, every now and then they would have these really weird cases where they would have a child, there's no place for the child to go. The child's going to be spending the night at the foster care offices downtown. And they were like, she's like, do you know anybody, right, who could be a temporary shelter or a foster care parent or a potential adopted parent? And I said, well, tell me what's going on. And I don't know if you remember this, but when we first, it was all these very things that didn't turn all out to be true, kind of crazy stories, right? So it was like, it's a girl from another country. The border crisis was happening at the time. So there's all these people coming into the border. There was a ton of human trafficking. And it was like, we're not sure she speaks English. We're not sure the abuse level. Like there was all this stuff, right?
Right.
But we know she needs a home. And I was like, okay. And at about that time, you came down the hallway past my office. And I was just like, hey.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
I came out of the office. I remember we were standing in the hallway and I go, hey, this is going to sound really crazy, but I just got a crazy call. They have a girl at the county who I feel like even then we didn't know the age, but we thought it was MJ's age. We thought at that point. And I was like, and she has no place. Have you guys ever thought about being foster care parents? And you were like, what? And I was like, well, just think about it. Talk to Mike and call me. So then it must have been around 5 then when we had that conversation.
Right.
About an hour later, I went to soccer practice with the boys. I'm up at the Y, which is just on the street.
This was when MJ and...
Oh, that's right. MJ was in soccer with Braxton.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was going to soccer practice. You guys are going to soccer practice. You're just down the street. And I remember Mike comes up and goes, okay, so what's this thing about this kid? Like, what's going on? And I go, I don't know. Kid, county, needs placement. You guys interested? And you're like, yeah, we're interested, which is a wild thing.
Extremely wild.
Yeah. So the story that we heard at the time, do you remember this? That she was, we heard that she didn't speak English.
That she didn't speak English, that she didn't speak Spanish, that she spoke like a dialect. A dialect from like a different country, like how they do in Honduras.
Yeah. They have these little pockets of like indigenous dialects that was from Guatemala. We knew that. And we had heard that we didn't know the abuse level. So we had heard that she was here all through human trafficking, which is, to sign up for that, when it's a baby, you go, okay.
Right.
But when it's a child, you don't know what you're getting. That is to open up your home to a situation where you do not know.
Right.
I mean, people can come in with a lot of trauma. People can come in with mental problems. They can come with learning problems. And now you're talking about she may not even speak the language. And I remember saying, and you guys are like, okay, we'll explore it. So from the time we leave the field, there was this other connection with Leanna Bell, because Leanna Bell's related to you, and she's the head of the Guardian Ad Litems, right? Is that right?
I don't know what she is, but she's
I think
up
she
there.
is. She's like one of the heads. She's one of the administrators, the Guardian Ad Litem. So when I had talked to you, I called her before the practice and I said, hey, I think Mike and Raina might consider it. And she's like, oh my God, I didn't even think about Raina. And then what happened then? Like, was she there that night?
After practice, we had went home. And then I had to call her to get more information, but she didn't really, we didn't really go into like a full, I don't know how to
So
explain.
you started discussing it with Leanna Bell.
Right.
Right. Because she really was the part of the placement process.
Right. She
Yeah.
was.
Okay. So she kind of, did she answer some of those questions at the time? Did you know
She
that
really didn't know.
She didn't know either.
She really didn't know. She was just going off of what other people were saying.
Because Patty is really, for people that are listening to this, Patty is
or
really...
anybody that was in the circle, though.
Right.
Because they was like, she only speaks this dialect, but she came to our house and she speaks fully Spanish.
Yeah. But for everybody listening that sounds like this is chaotic, when a child goes into custody, there are all these different agencies involved, and they don't always talk. They don't always communicate very well. And to the foster care parent, they don't always communicate very well. So it's not that crazy that you're getting misinformation because it's trickling in, right? It's kind of trickling in. So she doesn't even know at the time that she speaks Spanish. So how long from the time you started talking to Leanna Bell and you'd had the conversation with me till she was actually at your home? Was it one day?
One day. One day.
Which is crazy because you're not even... Like, to be a foster care parent, you have to have, you got to go through classes, you got to do all these things, you know what I'm saying? So they basically made you temporary status to get you in. Yeah. And I think the relationships and the connections made it work, but they made you temporary status, you're in, she comes the first night.
Well, wait, rewind.
Okay, rewind.
There was that second day, after practice and we talked to Leanna Bell, that day we had to do, it was fingerprints, babe?
Yeah.
Fingerprints. And then somebody from the agency came to the house to do a walkthrough of the house. And he had, I think it was like 4:30. So he did whatever he had to do in our home.
Right.
And he had to be back at the Osceola County Courthouse for a court hearing for us to be like, to give us the okay, like, we're going to place this girl in your home.
Right.
And she was at our house a couple hours later.
So the state has all of these categories, and I don't even know which one it was. You may not know either. They have all these categories for these types of placements. Sometimes they're called temporary non-relative caregiver. Sometimes they're called relative caregiver. Sometimes they're called foster care parents. Sometimes they're called guardianship. There's all of these different categories. They figured out a bucket to put you in, and then they dropped this child, and they dropped this kid off. And when she gets there, do you immediately know, okay, she speaks Spanish?
Oh, instantly.
And then
we started talking.
So she's communicating instantly.
Oh, instantly, like she was home. Like she was home.
But it's wild because you had to be braced for the idea that she wasn't going to speak.
Oh, we was braced. Mike and I was Google Translate. We was going to be like, this is what we mean. Pictures, like point to whatever you want. Like that's what we thought.
Yeah. So she shows up. What's the first night like?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Super simple. We just chilled on the couch, watched the movie. We asked her what she wanted to eat, and she said she wanted McDonald's.
We could do that.
McDonald's. You want McDonald's?
Yeah.
I'll buy you all the McDonald's you want.
Okay.
McDonald's. So we had McDonald's and we watched a movie on the couch.
Yeah. Did she, like, how worried were you about, like, her life experience up to that point? She had to have gone through a crazy amount.
I was very worried.
So over the next couple of days, though, were you surprised?
Was I surprised? No, I wasn't surprised.
You weren't surprised at how, like, well she adjusted so quickly?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I was surprised yes.
Okay.
I was super surprised because I was like, first, they told us she don't speak Spanish. How am I? It's going to be real tricky. And so yeah.
At what point do you start, how long into this until you're looking at it and you go, okay, she is, how far apart in age from MJ is she?
7 months. She's
7
7 months
months.
older than MJ.
So at what point do you start looking at this? How long does it take? Months, weeks, year, that you start looking at this and you go, this is perfect. This is a perfect fit for
Instantly,
our family.
Mike. Instantly. I'm lying.
Do you say it
I'll
out
take that
loud? Do you
back.
say it to Mike out loud? This is perfect?
Not to Mike, but in my head. I'm literally like, I mean, we talked about it after,
Yeah.
but I'm like, there's no reason why you stop me in this hallway for a child in need.
Yeah.
And then when she gets there, she's as happy as a kid in a candy store.
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you,
Like,
how did you deal with, I mean, it was interesting because we talked about it a couple times about you kind of building the relationship before you pried too much or questioned too much about her life experiences and stuff. And even then, because she's a child, she can only digest it as a child could. So she's walking around with her own traumas, but they're as a child does, not like an adult who has these really vivid, like digested logical memories. She has these childhood memories
right.
of she's trafficked to this country. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think we all understand what that means, right? So how did you do it? I loved the way you did it, where you were just like, she'll talk about it when she's ready. We'll kind of navigate that as we go. I'm sure you don't even feel like that's even totally resolved for you. Like it's just happened after building deep relationship.
I feel like the same goes with like me being a teacher. I feel like you have to connect with these kids. Like you gotta connect before you could like, they gotta feel loved, right? Before like they feel comfortable, they trust you. Like you gotta get them to trust you too before they can open the door to being like, I'm telling you all my childhood trauma.
Yeah.
So that takes time. I don't want her to ever feel like pressure to talk about it, or like she'll talk about it when she's ready to talk about it.
Yeah. When we got, one of the processes in adopting a child, because at some point it turns from like, hey, you're a non-relative caregiver to you're a foster care parent to you're adopting a child.
Right.
So one of the processes that happens is what the state calls full disclosure, where they are, by law, they have to present you with every bit of information that they know about this child and the extended family, so that it basically says, the state literally says, here's everything that we know that's happened in her bio, legally, the whole thing, what we know about the extended family, everything, all our attempts, everything. How hard was it to read all that?
It was extremely hard. It was like, like no child should ever go through what she went through. Ever.
Mm-hmm.
And never, just ever, period. No man should ever think to be like, I'm gonna harm a child. Like, how?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
I remember I'll never forget this. We were at your house for like a men's event. Most people in the church know that the guys get together many times and watch UFC fights. Your husband's a great host. And there's probably like 10 guys sitting around your dining room table. And if you think that's exaggeration, no, their dining room table does fit like 10 people. So we're sitting around, and like it's always been just kind of said this way. Like everybody who's inquired about Patty's always just been said, well, these are the circumstances, but we don't go into the details. Do you know what I'm saying? And I remember somebody said, I remember one of the guys said, this sounds bad to say out loud, but to go through hell, like he was saying, to go through hell and to end up here, I'm not saying I'd wish that on anybody, that journey, but the outcome is pretty awesome. And I knew what he was saying, like what he was trying to communicate. My favorite movie in the world is Shawshank Redemption, and there's this moment at the end of the movie where this guy who's been falsely imprisoned gets out, gets through this tragic story, and that one of the characters says about him, they say, Andy crawled through a river of shit and came out clean on the other side.
Right.
And I remember quoting that at the table. I remember quoting that, and everybody knows that movie and knew that story. And I remember saying, that's Patty's story. Like it includes hardship, trafficking, abuse, but to end up at your home, it's a very special place.
She's a very special.
Not every couple, though, is like you guys. Not every couple is high school sweethearts who have a loving family with a loving child, and you have the type of home that creates, it's a host home. It's a hospitable place. It's a warm place.
Mike, God's grace. Okay?
Has been
God's
good.
grace. He's been good.
I wrote down the words when I was thinking about talking to you. I wrote down the words, God handpicked you.
Why would you do that to me, Mike?
Well, I've always thought, here's this young girl, and she's been through some real tragic stuff. She speaks Spanish. She has lost her family, and somehow, by God's grace, she ends up in your care. And I just thought of all the people that could understand that.
And Mike, it was all because of you. And it was all because of you.
That is not true. I think it's all because of the Lord.
That too, absolutely. Because, okay.
But I just think, did you ever look at it that way?
He put that seed in you, and you trickled it down to me while I'm walking down this hallway.
Yeah, but did you ever say to yourself, have you ever thought this about yourself? Like, all the stuff that I went through was preparing me for this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I say this all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Wow, Mike.
Yeah.
Wow.
What was today like for you? Adoption day, sitting in that court.
To be honest, I still feel like, I don't know. I feel like I'm in a movie, like it's not real, but it's real. I don't, like, wake me up from this dream. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, it feels so overwhelming. So overwhelming.
It was cool to see the gallery because your family, the Penske family and your family is so big. To see the gallery fill up with all of these family members, all these cousins she has. How many cousins does she get immediately?
Oh my God, babe, help
Total.
me.
What's the total cousin count?
You know it,
It's
because
high.
there's a lot.
It's high.
It's
high.
way high.
Yeah. I mean,
way high.
So she gets all this. She gets a brother. She gets parents. She gets this beautiful home, this extended church family, and she gets this enormous extended family. And it's like,
Wow.
it was pretty. It was, I think there wasn't a dry eye in the place at one point today just because it was special.
I just looked and it was so full, and I just seen crying over there, and I was like, let me go turn, because I'll cry more. But it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful moment, for sure.
What do you think the future holds? I mean, it almost seems like, and I mean, look, we're not therapists. We know that there's probably lifelong challenges that come with some of the things that
Right.
Patty's been through. No doubt about that. I don't want to lessen that.
Right.
But it sure does feel like she has jumped in with both feet. Like, it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot hindering her. Like,
Not at all.
because she had a couple moments that those first 2 years where she would have almost like just little nervous breakdown kind of moments. As you can imagine, we all would if we were in her situation. New school, new country, new environment, new friends, new everything. But now, even in social settings, she is in it to win it. You know what I'm saying?
Nailing her whole life. Nailing her whole life.
It doesn't feel like there's a lot there that's holding her back. Yeah. Are you excited about that?
I am extremely excited about this.
Me too. Well, I think that the highest form of love in many ways is adopted families. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the idea of, in the scripture, the idea of God adopting us back, taking us back out of this, this stranger status to this love status. I think that's represented in adoption. And I think the whole church, the whole family celebrates with your family in this adventure. I think you guys are a testimony to the beautiful things God can do when we walk through open doors.
Yes, I agree.
Me too. All right. Love you. Mean it.
I was just about to say, mean it.
Do you remember the first night when you came to your mom and dad's house?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
You do?
Yes.
What was it like? Were you scared? I would have been so scared.
No,
No?
I was not scared.
You were not scared?
No.
Okay, so when you got there, did they already have their dog or no?
No.
No, you didn't have the dog? Okay.
Mm-mm.
So when you got there, what did you do? What do you remember doing?
I think it was like introducing herself. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
No, that's right.
I think
That's right. Absolutely. And then what did you do that night? Did you remember what you did?
We had to watch the movie.
A movie? Do
Yeah.
you remember what it was?
I think it was Encanto.
Oh,
Yeah.
such a good choice.
I think. I'm not sure.
That's a good choice. And then did you have your own room?
Yeah.
Already?
Yes.
You had your own room? Did you like it?
Well, it was not decorated yet, but
Not
it
yet?
was good. Yeah.
Did you get to decorate it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What did you put in there? Let me guess. Hold on. Can I guess?
Yeah.
K-pop.
No.
No?
No.
You don't have K-pop stuff in your room now?
No.
No?
No.
You have no K-pop?
No.
You kind of love K-pop, though.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do.
Yes,
but
you
no.
do. Yes, you do. You love it. You make me listen to K-pop every time we drive anywhere. What'd you eat the first night?
We went to get McDonald's.
What'd you order? Chicken nuggets?
Yeah, I think.
Chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Chicken nuggets. All right, let me ask you, can I ask you a couple more questions?
Sure.
Okay. What'd you think about having a brother?
No.
All right, let me ask you a couple more things. How long did it take? How many days or weeks or months did it take till you thought, I think this is the perfect family for me?
I don't know.
Was it early? Was it?
I think so.
Yeah, that you started thinking about it?
I didn't even think about it.
You didn't even think about it?
No.
Okay. Who first brought it? Did mom and dad first bring it up?
I think.
Yeah. What did you think when they started talking about maybe this could be permanent?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know? Were you happy?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so great. How about today? How did you feel about today?
Happy.
Yeah. Were you nervous going into
Yeah,
the courtroom
yeah.
for the oh my gosh, it's so nervous, right? He sits up so high and he's bald and old. Oh my gosh. And when he called on you to say anything, were you nervous to talk?
No, I
No?
wasn't.
You were good. You were good. How many cousins do you have now? Do you know?
Oh. I'm counting. I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
All right, let me ask you this. I think you know this. When's Journey's birthday?
During June 30th.
When's your mom's birthday?
February 12th.
When's MJ's birthday?
January 1st.
When's your dad's birthday?
September 5th.
Do you know let's see, do you know Samaya's birthday?
May 1st.
Dadgum,
Really?
you are good.
Ooh.
At least fake it till you make it. You know everybody's birthday. You know so much about everybody. Who do you think you're closest to in the cousins?
Journey?
Journey?
Yeah.
Because you guys are like the same age. You're the same
No,
age.
we're not the same
No?
age.
Is she older or younger?
She's younger.
How much?
I think 1
year, 1 month?
I think a year.
A year younger? Who's older, you or MJ?
Me.
Yeah. You immediately became the oldest. That's good. What's your favorite place to eat?
Probably, hold on. I don't know. I don't have one.
You don't have one, you like them all? All right, favorite candy?
Don't have one.
Don't have one?
Mm-mm.
All right. Favorite ice cream?
Vanilla.
Vanilla.
Yeah.
Always a good choice. That's a choice of a classic person right there. You know what I mean? When are we going ice skating?
I don't know.
Soon.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. Patty, congratulations.
Thank you.
You have joined a very, very, very special family, and it's even more special now.
Well,
All right? Thanks for talking.
you're welcome.
Appreciate it. All right. You did great. You did great, kid.